Alright, this is me YouTubing. But YouTube, the audience to turn up yet. So, make we go and rock and come in at the room while we are waiting. We can go on with a little entertainment in the meantime, But this is the Chuckster and the Tube. This is the Chuckster and the Tube, you see me I say. So, YouTube is one of the platform where loads of misinformation spread every day. Holy, loads of misinformation. Right? And one of the things we have to try to do is to find the misinformation them and we correct them where we can. We know that there are genuine people who needs information, and then there are troublemakers who spread misinformation. For those of you who don't know me, I am a character of misinformation. Yes, I come, I give truth, I give honesty, and I point you in direction to get. Now, one of my favorite topics to talk about is the atrocities of Finsack. But today, being my first foray into YouTube broadcasting, I think I will be talking about Jamaica's health system. Right? Jamaica's health system over the past 8 years, from 2016 to now. And why I say 2016 to now is that I am going to see if I can find the recording of the then president of the Medical Doctors Association, who is now a PMP standard bearer for one of their constituency, the then medical doctor who was publicly lamenting. He was publicly lamenting the state of the health services then. And a few of the things that he mentioned was no PPE available. Doctors have to put in scandal bag over them shoes. Doctors have to use half a soap. I mean, believe me, I'm gonna try to find it and play it at some time during here, but that was the state of health play in Jamaica back then. And that wasn't an outcry from somebody who went to a hospital. That was an outcry from a doctor. Not just a doctor. The doctor, the president. The president of the Medical Doctors Association at the time. Right, so it wasn't an ordinary doctor saying this. It was the leaders of all of the doctors. And like I said, part of his cry was, we not have no gear for use, we not equipped, we not have nothing. Right? That was the cry. 8 years later, in 2016, the Jamaica Labour Party, under the leadership of Andrew Michael Holness, placed Dr. Christopher Tufton in charge of the health services. Yes, Dr. Tufton was put in that job, and my assessment is that Dr. Tufton has done a remarkable job in transforming the health services from what it was to what it is now. and set the path for where it needs to be in the future. Because don't get me wrong, when we say great improvement, we don't mean say perfect. Right? We don't mean say perfect. But yesterday I had an interaction with a young lady on social and TikTok platform. And her general claim was that no bed no in the hospital them. No bed no there. Now, there's a difference between a lack of and availability. You may have gone to a hospital at a peak time when all the beds are taken up. That doesn't mean that there's no bed. It means that all the beds are filled. Secondly, your experience at one of Jamaica's hospital does not give you cause to blanket say the entire set of Jamaican hospital don't have any bed. That is misleading. Thirdly, if you were to listen to majority of the complaints of all the persons on social media beating on the health services, 90% of their complaint is with personnel. The nurses they were them run into, the doctors were them run into. That is where their complaints is. But for political purpose, you will find that majority of them find it easier to say government, 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 without giving any credence to what the government has done so far. So what was the state of play in 2016? In 2014, a report was sent to the Ministry of Health about the state at play at the Corner Regional Hospital. The people were saying they were smelling fumes, the AC wasn't working, all sort of problem was reported to the ministry. This was from 2014. Yes. This problem would have been also reported to the unions of these persons. Unions, all the unions, the report were there. But because of the, what would I call it now, the public sector unions have been infiltrated, and they are now more of a political activist group rather than workers union. So even though they were advised that the persons working at the Cornwall Regional Hospital was suffering some with great unease, it would not have been a priority for them to do anything. So from 2014, people were complaining. 2015, people were complaining. 2016, people were complaining. There was an election in 2016. The PMP lost, the Jamaica Labour Party win. Dr. Tufton, Minister of Health. Immediately after this, because now there's a new government in town. So the same persons that were reporting that the problem from 2014 and they were all working same way, all of a sudden they went on strike. We can't work in this condition, safe. We have to leave. We can't breathe. Bear in mind again, I say these problems were there from 2014. There's a report that was sent to the ministry from 2014. But all of a sudden in 2016 now, everybody is on strike because they can't work. I remember, like I said, the public sector unions are very compromised. I'm not telling a lie on them. So they would have sat there and they would have waited because their government is in power and they don't want to rock the boat. Even though their president, the president of the Medical Doctors Association, was speaking out about the conditions. Remember, I said, no PPE. They have to put scandal bags over them shoes for going to surgery. Them only have half a soap to use when them are clean up. It was, I tell you, the complaint is there. And by the way, as I said before, this same doctor, he's now the standard bearer for one of the PMP constituencies. So his reward for not rocking the boat in 2016 was to be given a political seat. Just like I said, that Mark Golding reward for his financial engineering, which make all of the top brass of the PMP and reach out of FinSAC, was to be given a safe PMP seat. That's how they are rewarded. Another one that was also president of the Junior Doctors Association was also rewarded by what he was given a PMP seat also. His name was Shane Alexis. So we can pinpoint the leadership of all these unions eventually end up on a PMP ticket. The question the members needs to ask, are these people really negotiating what is best for us, or is it that they are just ensuring their political futures? I would more think that yes, they are trying to ensure their political futures, because the evidence would have shown that. So all of them, like I said, Daz, Alexis, doctors, union leaders, PMP ticket. So as I said now, 2016 come, election, Labour Party win. Dr. Christopher Tufton, Minister of Health. And if I said now, all the problems that was at the Cornwall Regional now is blown up. People strike, can't work. The doctors them walk out, the nurses them walk out, everybody can't work. Remember again, you know, these problems were first highlighted from 2014. The then government did absolutely nothing. In fact, they hid the report. They hid the report, you know. And then now, as the strike them starting at 2016 at Cornwall now, they were able to tell you, yes, report is there for the ministry. Yes, the report is there. But nobody remember that it was from 2016. Nobody remember it was from 2016. You know, from 2014. Nobody remember that they sat on this report for 2 years. There was no attempt to do anything. No. Dr. Tufton now said we set about. There was a report ordered from him to assess Cornwall Regional and see what needed to be done. Everybody thought the problem was the simple AC. We're gonna go in, we're gonna change the AC duct, and bam, it will be reopened. No. When the work started, you realize that this problem is far greater than an AC duct. The building was literally rotting from the inside out. The building itself was literally rotting from the inside out. So that become a major project. While that was happening now, you have some people who will complain that, oh, it takes so long to fix one hospital. Let me do my best to explain what I know of the process. Cornwall Regional is a major hospital in our second city. It serves at least 5 parishes. At least 5 parishes it serves. So when you're going to do some repairs to it, you cannot just lock the doors to the Cornwall Regional Hospital. You cannot just lock the doors. That just don't make sense. What you do is you have to facilitate the services as best you can. So the first probably 2 years, probably between the first 20, 24 and 30 months of the project was spent transitioning the services outside of the hospital. So for those of the comrades that actually spend the time to go down there and look realize that right around where it is, there is several little shops set up to continue the services of the hospitals. Not only that, several, like I said, I remember I said earlier that it served at least 5 parishes directly. Now, don't mean that there's no hospital in these other parish, but Cornwall is actually one of the major, so people will go there. Now, a part of the project would have been to upgrade other hospitals and health centers in nearby parish to accommodate some of the fallout for the people who won't be able to go to Cornwall. So they have to spend the money to upgrade some health centers. I don't have, there's a list, and sorry, I was hoping to have my laptop up and running for this, but it is not. But there's a list of all the health centers and hospitals adjoining that one that was upgraded. They were upgraded with both space, equipment, and personnel. That now add to the bill for the, so the entire thing was fall under the Cornwall project. So like I said, probably about the first 2 years of the project at Cornwall was not actually work being done on the hospital. It was work being done to actually transition the services from inside the hospital to outside and to other places. Right? That's what was done. When this I say, I should learn from my mistake. No one else is here. I don't understand what mistakes. Why aren't you streaming on TikTok as well? I don't know. I don't really know if I set up that one there yet, you know. I don't really know if I set up that one there yet. But don't worry, as soon as the laptop is up, I will set all that. Don't worry. Like I said, this is the first go at the YouTube. This is the first go at the YouTube. So you know, we just feel it out. Now man, we figure it. We figure it back. We just feel it out, you know. Just feel it out, you know, really get to the expert of it. This is the first trip over here. So this is probably gonna be the first broadcast what we have over here. So we just give a little insight on it. Right? So that is where we go. So don't worry, man, as we set up, we'll get going, you know. Right, we have how much people have? We have about 7 people I watch. Don't worry, man. I see us already start out on TikTok with only 5, 6 and them numbers. So we don't worry. It's like the field of dream. Once you build it, they will come. Right? So yeah. So the first 2 years, Bird Plus, bless up yourself. The first 2 years of that project was to actually transition the services outside. So as you come and just share it with all your friends them and make people come in, make them know we're there. The first 2 years was actually transitioning the service. Because remember, we can't just lock down a major hospital. But remember that one PMP member did suggest you must just lock it down and send the people them up to who remember the name of that expensive hospital in Montego Bay again? Dayton Campbell did suggest say we lock down the hospital and send the people them up that expensive hospital. Where, by the way, he had a contract. So even in opposition, the PMP will try to steer government funds in their own pocket. The people be damned, even in opposition. So he tried to do that. Lock it down and send the people. No, people can't afford that. The government can't afford that. So the first, probably, I would say 18 to 24 months, probably more, was spent transitioning the services outside. So you go down there and you see like some little trailers, some little hub being built right around the hospital. So while the work was being done, we couldn't miss no step with the hospital. The hospital still had to offer services to the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that look forward to it. Angel, welcome. That look forward to it. So there are people that look forward. So you can't just lock it down. That is practical. And no minister of health that actually care about the people will just jump to a hospital and lock it down just like that. No. Unless, as me say, their way was to direct some money into their own pocket. So he did suggest just lock down a major hospital without any plans, no nothing, just lock it down. That was the suggestion of that man. And send the people them up to the expensive hospital that was built. Luckily, the Minister of Health knew better. So as me said, they spent the first 2 years just building out the facilities around and transitioning the service outside before actually closing the building itself. Even there's a church across that have a hall. The auditorium of that church was transformed into a mini hospital to accommodate all the services that Cornwall offered. So while we transitioned from an operating hospital to one under construction, they didn't miss a beat. So 2 years after now, everybody's out of the hospital and the work is going on and they went in and they begin to strip out the AC and they strip away a wall. And as you go, you realize, listen to me, this building is worse than we thought. This building is far worse than we thought. So what we think was a simple AC job turned out to be greater. So then we make the decision. Let's just let's just strip it and go from there. And that is the Cornwall Regional Project now, as it is. The building was stripped down to the bare skin. And believe me, I took the time out to go down there and walk the complex twice. Yes, I took time out and go do it twice. Walk it and view it and listen to the contractor explain to us what was happening and learn. So, unlike some comrades who just come on platform and just spew things, I took the time out, full my car tank of gas, drive go down a Montego Bay, walk through the hospital, look, learn, and listen. Speaking here, I'm not guessing. I am not propaganda. This is facts. So the project we have now is about 10 times the size of the project that originally started. Because, as me say, the original project was to change out some AC and paint the building. But that would tantamount to put the lipstick on a pig. That will put a lipstick on a pig. So the minister of the day decided, let's tackle this project once and for all. Let's get it done. Now, you might hear the comrades, and now call them comrades, yes, and all social media platform batting around. Oh, Cornwall Regional was to be $2 billion, and now it's 20. That, my people, is false information. And believe me, don't worry. As soon as me get a bit more verse and the YouTube thing, I will be able to show you the graphics and things. But I soon get there, don't worry. I trust the laptop soon come up back. It almost dead, but it soon come up back. Then I can use it and I will be able to give the graphics. Now, you might hear them banding around say, oh, the government spent $20 billion on the hospital already yet. Nothing could be further from the truth. If you're an overseas Jamaican who have not visited Jamaica for a while, I urge you to be careful where you get your news. Be careful which platform you go on. There you go. I said the SpongeBob, but I didn't have the list, so thank you. Son Bob said money was spent on Falmouth Hospital, St. Anne's Bay, Nowell Home, and other facilities. Yes. Thank you. So I said before that many project money, hospitals and health centers around had to be upgraded. And all these had to be done within the first 2 years of the project. Because you were gonna shut a major hospital. You can't just get up one day and shut the door. Imagine the disaster if the government one day decides, say, say, the Kingston Public Hospital need to be renovated. We are going to shut it down tomorrow. Imagine with me the effect of something like that. We just shut it down tomorrow and start the repair. No, you can't do that. That's not what responsible government does. That's what PMP government do. And how we know them do it? Because them say it. And because we know that them deal in projection. So anything them tell you to do is either what they are doing, what they have done, or what they will do. So if them declare so just shut down the hospitals because that's what they would have done. And then no, because and I can't call him name, because the truth is not an offense. Because DN Campbell at the time was enjoying a lucrative contract at the SpongeBob. What is the name of that expensive hospital in Montego Bay again? The brand new one. I don't remember the name of it. He had a contract there. So he said, lock down the hospital and direct the persons to go use it. That is what they propose. So the government of the day make good sense prefer. Spend the time. No man, not Cornwall. Not Cornwall. The expensive one, man. The new one, the name beat me. The new one, it is on the road right after you're coming out the name beat me. I can't get the name. So the name soon come to me, man. He had a contract there and he suggests that we just shut down the hospital and send the people up there. Now the idea of renovating the other health centers around never crossed in mind. Because guess what? If you do that, it will go benefit too much people. And People's National Party are more about benefiting themselves than the people of Jamaica. Right? So Dr. Tufton now set out and undertaking this massive project. Right? So we are gonna rebuild. Another thing is that from 2012, the Chinese government had gifted the government of Jamaica a children's hospital. They would come in and build it. And them say we are going to go no $10 to build the hospital. That was on about 2012, about 2014, 2013 that gift was made. That money was granted, the area was identified, but nothing started on the project. Nothing started. And just like the money that was granted to do the Kansas Spring Road and the 3 Mile Roundabout, all those money was granted under the PMP. There you go, hospital, that's it, that's the one. All those money was granted under the PMP, but none of the projects started. So when the Jamaica Labour Party came in, they had to undertake all these projects at once, because guess what? All those loans was becoming due. Now, the Children's Hospital wasn't a loan, but it was a set amount of money. And now, because 2014 to 2016, we suffered inflation. So part of that money would have been go to inflation. So what could have cost $10 to build then, in a 2016 wouldn't cost $10. So what would have been a gift now, the government have to actually add money to it to get it done. So down in Montego Bay, one of the largest medical facility in the Caribbean is now under construction. The brand new Children's Hospital, 8-story, the rehabilitated Cornwall Regional, Cornwall is a 5-story, I think 5-story, and not only those two, there is also a 4-story building being constructed for nurses, doctor quarters, and for students. 10-story, there you go. And for students, so that's a massive construction. So when now that is finished, it is going to be the largest medical complex in the Caribbean. That is what we are building there. It's not gonna done overnight. It's taking time. But based on the last time I went to tour, it was well advanced. Another new thing that this project is bringing is brand new equipment right across. And there is something new that we have never seen in Jamaica before. In that the suppliers of all the equipment that will go into both the Children's Hospital and the New Cornwall, those hospitals come with both a maintenance agreement and a guarantee agreement. Bear in mind, under the PMP government, them buy equipment for hospitals. You buy them and 2 days later, them broke down. 2 days later, them broke down and you have to throw them in a one corner because guess what? You never had a service agreement and you never have any guarantor on them. That is now going to change. All the equipment will come with a service contract, which means that when one of this eye scan machine broke down, they have to send one technician come fix it. If it stay out for too long, they have to replace it. That is what you call responsible governing. So, the $20 billion price tag that they are throwing down, it is a lie, a blatant lie, cocked up by a very power-hungry man and him team to try to discredit the country where they claim that they want to lead. Right? Our health services is, we are not at first world level yet, but the notion we say hospitals don't have any bed is not true. Their hospitals have beds. Sometimes you go to a hospital and you can't find one not available. But if you go to the Kingston Public Hospital and then tell you say no bed not available, it's not because no bed no there Jamaica. Now, I don't know who can see this picture. This picture was sent to me this morning because somebody heard the discussion last night where a lady came on and was telling us that, hey, Jamaican hospital now have no bed. So this picture was sent to me based on that. Somebody sent it to me. These people are brand new beds that are stacked up in a hospital waiting to be used. Brand new hospital beds. As I say, look later when I get a bit more vast at this YouTube, I will be able to put up these so we can see them better. But don't worry, give me a little time. No, this is a picture of brand new hospital beds waiting to be used at a hospital. Just stack up and wait, brand new. Right? So the notion we say Jamaican hospital now have no bed is a lie. No, I will not say that people don't go to hospitals and have bad experiences. Yes. And 99% of the experience you have at hospital, no, let me say about 95, are personal issue. Personal. You go in there, you meet up with one nurse where have a bad day and then take out them bad day upon you. You go in there, you meet up with one doctor who just not feel like himself today. That is it. It happens all around the world. That is not unique to Jamaica. Right? Jamaica health services is on the rise. For many of you who don't know, I'm going to give you something about Jamaica health service. Jamaica health services is being used by at least 3 other Caribbean countries. At least 3 other Caribbean countries have Jamaica as their #1 protocol when it comes to health services. So if any emergency in their country, they will fly them to Jamaica, not US, not Canada, not England, but they will fly them to Jamaica. Does that sound to you like a health service that is in Chamberlain, they don't have no bed and people are asleep on floor? No. That is a comrade narrative that is made up in order to make Jamaica look bad. Right? So, no 20 billion spent on Cornwall, that is a lie. The budget for Cornwall include the repair to all the other facilities of which we speak. Right? And as according to the projections, the children's hospital and the facility should be ready by next year. Right? Another talking point that they have is that it can't take so long for repair one hospital. Like I said, work started in 2018. Something else happened in 2019 that would have derailed everything. I want it again. Something. Oh, the great COVID. The great COVID hit. I say the facility should be ready by next May was the last time I heard. Do not hold me to it. I'm gonna check back the ministry's website and see what it says. But it was May of 25, I think is the date that was given. But I am going to check the ministry's website and I will give a better thing. JJ, that's going on, sir. So I am going to check on that. But yes, so the project would have started then and would have the interference of COVID. Those of us who was alive in the last couple of years know that COVID basically shut down the world. COVID-19 shut down the world, not just Jamaica, the world shut down because of COVID. Jamaica never operate in a bubble, it also affect us. Right? But when it comes to response to COVID, the government of Jamaica deserve an A+ with a plus beside it. And if you were to make a fair assessment of what happened during COVID, Jamaica came out of it better than many. Now, remember, sir, about there is a way, but as I say, I've been trying to learn it. I not get to it yet, but there is a way to do it. I know there's a way to bring on guests, but I know I am not there yet. But let me see. Chat filter, nope. There's a way to do it. Let me say just this is the first run, so we soon figure it out. Don't worry, we will figure it out. Or maybe you don't get it yet. Let me see what that do. Right? No, right? But don't worry, we soon figure it out. But this, as I said, this is our first run. But Jamaica was affected by COVID, right? Jamaica have to shut down too. But what we know is that the government of Jamaica was able to navigate through COVID without the closure of any of the public institutions. The only public institution that closed at COVID was school, where they have to transition to online learning. Hospitals, everywhere remain open. Most importantly, not a single government employee was laid off. Not a single government employee. Don't, if that's what I have to do, I'll get it done. If I that man, me get it done. So we have to get one streaming. Alright, here what you do. Send me the link and let me see. Send me the link and me set it up. But that's what had to be done. So the government was able to navigate. Now remember, we never have the safeguards that we have now. We were just still recovering from 4 years of the People's National Party. Just like when we win in 2007. All right. In 2007, we had to recover from 18 years at the PMP. And in 2016, again, we had to recover from 4 years of them. But I don't want to take up much of this time talking about this. So let me continue with what I have about the health. Then I'm going to speak a little bit about the finance. So the project of rehabilitating our health services did start then. Right? And we decide, say, hey, let's just go in and get it done. So island-wide, the Ministry of Health since 2016 has rehabilitated some 140 health centers. And believe me, I am mad with my numbers because, as I said, my laptop down and I can't go up on the website. I was using it earlier to do some research, and then it just, the number 6 key just stuck by me, so I can't do nothing with it. Right? Some 140 health centers has been rehabilitated. 6 hospitals rehabilitated. 4 hospitals under construction right now, including the Western Children, the Cornwall Regional, the Spanish Town Hospital is being rebuilt, a brand new 8-story structure, at the UA Hospital. That is investment in our health. They are now sourcing land to rebuild the Kingston Public Hospital, which is, the building itself is 234 years old. 234 years old. 6-story at the UA. Oh, thank you, son of God. The building itself is 234 years old. Then, let me say I can't do this. Others moderator, hold on, Joshua. Yes, there you go. Let me see what else I can do. And then, all right, there you go. I still not see how we do the guesting yet on that. There you go, Miss Niles. Okay. So the 234-year-old Kingston Public Hospital, the government is now seeking lands to rebuild that. Because you can't go in if we should embark on a project to rebuild, to do that, to the same thing to the Kingston Public Hospital, it won't make sense, because we're gonna more than like end up in the same thing like Cornwall. So they're seeking land to rebuild it. Now, the investment in the health system in Jamaica don't stop at buildings. Stop at upgrading buildings and rebuilding hospitals. There also being a personal investment is going on. The Ministry of Health has a $5 billion scholarship fund to study anything to do with public health. Because when those hospitals are finished, especially the one down in Montego Bay, we are going to need to staff them. We will need to staff them. So that investment, $2.5 billion per year over, sorry, it was $5 billion, $500 million per year to do anything. There you go. Thank you, Mrs. Niles. To do anything you want in public health. Any way you want to go in public dentistry, pharmaceutical, anything. Because we are investing in the people of Jamaica. Positive Jamaica. Welcome. To do anything in public health, the government will pay for you to go and do it. Right? These are the things that people are not highlighting. People are not highlighting, but these are positives that is happening. Right? Now, the investment don't stop there. There is another 600 million available to do general studies. Laurel Parks, good evening. There's another 600 million available. Now, apart from the investment in health, no other government, and I am saying this for the persons overseas who are only flooded with the misinformation. There's nothing now going on Jamaica. Believe me. There you go. See, they may have dropped it by 50 million. $650 million. There you go. To study any other thing you want. Kali lady, all right. This is the largest investment in the people of Jamaica since independence. Giving people opportunity to go to school, learn a trade, start a business. That is what is happening in Jamaica today. If you have not been to Jamaica for a while, if you left Jamaica under the hardship of the PMP government, Jamaica today is awash with opportunities for young and old. That is the Jamaica we have today. Don't follow the persons on social media who are hell-bent on tearing it down. That is not what Jamaica is. Flexi work contract, that's another thing for the Ministry of Health. Right? The flexi contract state that even if you don't live in Jamaica, you can pop in and work for 6 months and then go back. So many of we have lots of persons who work in the health system in like say New York and Florida. You can come back a year and work for 6 months and then go back up. Yes. So come contribute to the rebuilding of your country and then you can go back. There you go. Thank you. Yes. So come back, work 6 months in your country, and then go back. The chance is now there. It is called they are sorry. They are going into the Marxist playbook. That means if getting power to chaos, causing chaos, that's what they are doing. Getting power to chaos. Right? So that is the investment in our healthcare. So when we hear people coming on here telling you about Jamaica health system, it is a blatant lie, and all the information is available for us to find. Now, do we have some personnel issues at some hospital? Of course, happens everywhere in the world. Do we have hiccups in our systems? Of course, happens all around the world. Is Jamaica immune to these things? Of course not. Happens all around the world. But there are people who will use, they are the anti-Jamaican people around the world. See that semi flag? There are anti-Jamaican people around the world who believe that tearing down Jamaica is what is best for them. And they will do anything. Don't worry, Mr. I am sure lots of Jamaican nurses living overseas is gonna take it up. Wait until we start up the flexi work for the teachers too. And then we start up flexi work for the teachers, and at that time we are going to see all for the teacher then we pack up and run, we are come back. Right? But sorry. That's the next topic. Right? Nowhere in the world is like Jamaica. Nowhere in the world. In fact, sometimes if I never born as a Jamaica, I wouldn't still be here. I would find anywhere to make me a Jamaican. So we have to find one nice Jamaican girl and marry to and then move out there. But I was destined to be a Jamaican. Right? So the investment in our health is unprecedented. It is unprecedented. There's have never been this sort of investment in healthcare in Jamaica. But you will hear people do them best to tear it down. And my advice to people is this: please be careful where you get your information. Not everybody is on social media means you, me, or Jamaica any good. There are people whose mantra is party first. And those are the ones I am here speaking against. Party first. No, like I said earlier, this is my first YouTube, so I am not here, but I have whole heap of graphics. I have evidence of everything that I have said, and I am a very quick study, you know, so by next week them time, yeah, I should be better at doing this. But you know, this is me wetting my foot in the water. Be careful where you get your news. Be careful where you consume your information. Not everybody is out there is there to inform you. Right? No, man, I have my light, man. Don't worry about my light, man. I think so, I have my light. My light there, no, we can turn it on. There you go. See, my light there, man. If I would, me have my light. I'm a professional, you know. I'm a professional. There we go. See, I have my light, man. I have my ring light long time, man. But as I say, amateur to YouTube, you know. Amateur to the space. So, the investment in our health, people, is unprecedented. Never before have we ever had a health minister that is going at the gutter, fixing things, not just for now, but for the future. Not just for now, but for the future. Because as according to the other side, rather than build the hospitals, we should just buy some bed. So we have a building that was rotting from the inside. Rather than fix it, buy some bed. We have a 230-year-old building. Rather than fix it, buy some bed. We have the Spanish Own Hospital. Rather than improve it for future generation, buy some bed. Because the other side mantra is, why spend the money for the people when we can find a way to fuel it in our pocket? And that, in a nutshell, my people, is the PMP for you. It's Jamaica last. Buy some bed is their solution to the health crisis in Jamaica. And that is why you will hear every single one of the PMP come tell you, say, hospital no have no bed. Because the thing where them are push is buy some bed, buy some bed, buy some bed. That will solve the problem. No. Buying some bed will not solve the problem. I just, let me show this again. Somebody send me this picture. When them come and tell you, say, no bed, no there at Jamaica in a hospital. These here, see this? These are brand new beds. Brand new. That is waiting for space to put them. Brand new beds. So the idea was say, Why? That's it. Why? What on the sun that? Well, remember, you know, why me can't see? Why my laptop soon come back? That is for them solution to the problem in Jamaica. Just buy some bed and everything will be okay. Luckily, in 2016, the Jamaican people elected the Jamaica Labour Party, and bless up Rolex, we have been guided then by steady hands, caring hands. Now man, I go switch now because we spend 1 hour per healthcare, so we are go branch off now. Luckily, the sector has been guided by the capable hands of Dr. Tufton. And the attack on the health system, you know, people, is not because of just things bad in health alone, you know. The attack on the health system is also an attack on Christopher Tufton himself, because the PMP would have identified Tufton as a future leader. So the attack on the system would have been an attack on his character. So they can start to tear him down early. Because a part of the playbook where them go from is first to demonize the leader of your opponent. Over the years, they have done that successfully. Demonize the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party and them can stay in power forever. So the attack on healthcare is not just an attack on the system. It's also an attack on the Minister of Health. So they can try to weaken his character. That's when the time comes, them have something to say. Right? So that is the plan. Don't be fooled by them. Don't make them trick you. Remember, these same persons were in power when the doctor was saying a scandal bag we have put over our shoes. These persons were in power when the first report was made of the fumes at the Cornwall Regional. Nothing was done. These people were in power when the same amount of nurses that were migrating now is migrating then. Them have nothing new to offer you. This government does not have a plan to build out the services that we offer, to expand the services that we offer. Cornwall Regional, when it is completed, will offer 8 specialist service. 8 specialist service will be offered at the Cornwall Regional Hospital. I would give it, because I was reading up the list of them today, you know, but then the laptop, why may I tell you? 8 specialized services will be offered at the Cornwall Regional Hospital when it is completed. That is planned for health care in Jamaica. So, as I said, we have hiccups, a burn unit. But wait, why me there so good, me can ask Miss Niles to name them out for me. Miss Niles, list a couple of them for me, please. There will be a specialist burn unit. There's gonna be I can't make, well, people to say with me, I get old here. You know, not as young as me used to be. You have to save the energy for other things. But there will be 8 specialized service that will be offered there. The surgical space will be improved from 4 operating theater to 8. Yeah? 4 to 8 operating theater. Don't worry, Miss Nat. Don't not fix up. We'll go through them. But 8 will be offered. We are moving from 4 operating theater to 8. That is a doubling of the space. Right? So again, the investment in healthcare is far and it is unprecedented, and it will continue. As long as the Jamaica Labour Party remains in power, the health system in Jamaica will improve. And we are going to venture off now. Now, I will move into my favorite topic, Marky G. Mark Golding, the president of the People's National Party, is being repackaged and sold as someone new to politics. Yes, you go. He's been repackaged and sold as someone that is new to politics. Lots of young persons, young people, young voters, young people who are just probably about 20 years old won't know what happened to Jamaica in the 90s. Now, I am not going to be here all night, so I'm going to give you guys a short summary of the 90s. Now, I am going to have to cut away this part of the video and post it different so you all can watch. But I'm going to give you a short summary of the 1990s. The People's National Party won an election in 1989 after being in opposition for 8 years, from 1980 to 1989. Basically 8 years they are in opposition. They won in 1989 and gained state power. Before then, Prime Minister Edward Seaga had a few policies in place, including the auction system to acquire US dollar. The US dollar rate was pegged at $5.50 to 1. So in order to purchase US dollar, businesses would have to actually make arrangement and go to the bank. The bank will get the US and sell it to them. So there was control of the US market. $5.50 to 1 was the exchange rate, and it was held at that. It was pegged. The government of the day refused to devalue the Jamaican dollar, so it was pegged. Now in 1989, the PNP was returned to power. They were returned to power for the main reason that outside influences wanted the Jamaican dollar to be devalued. They wanted a lifting of the regulations that govern the dollar. And yes, man, the worst. And they could not convince Edward Seaga to do it. So they found somebody else. Now, I am not going to get deep into the liberalization of the market and that and that and that. That's for another story. As I say, I'm going to give you a short run up. In about 1992, enter Mark Golding as an advisor to the PNP. He entered the fray then. He was a businessman, an investment banker. He would have looked at the policies of the PNP and realized that these policies were not sustainable. These policies were not good. But did he advise them away from it? No, he did not. What he did was put himself in a position to capitalize on the failure that he knew was going to come. So they went ahead, he and his friend, the other one in the PNP, Mr. Bunting, went ahead and incorporated a company and set that company on the path to benefit when the collapse that they knew was going to happen come. And they did. In about 93, 94 comes what the PNP calls the greatest finance minister they ever saw. Now, me knows the greatest finance minister, Nigel Clark. But the man they dubbed that the greatest finance minister, he took office then, and then now the dominoes were lining up. With the removal of the regulations from our dollar, there was a bubble created. That bubble burst in 94, 95 under the leadership of Omar Davis, advised of Mark Golding. The famous P.J. Patterson, who would have stand on the platform in Jamaica and told us that he paid off the IMF and tell them bye-bye. Yes, that was his claim to fame. I paid off IMF and I tell them bye-bye. With the removal of everything, there you go, the crash. He paid off the IMF and tell them bye-bye. And then the same company that was incorporated to take advantage of the collapse set out to loan money, buy government papers at an astronomical rate that pushed interest rate in the market as high as 80% at one stage. Businesses were forced to close. As I said, me just run through it, people. Me not give a whole heap of details yet. Businesses were forced to close. Between 1994 and 1997, when the Financial Sector Adjustment Company named FinSAC was created, Jamaica lost 44,000 businesses. 44,000 businesses crashed. Jamaican businessmen were committing suicide. Families was ripped apart. Who benefit when all that was taking place? Mark Golding. Who sat in a position that they could fuel people's property for them personal benefit? Mark Golding. They sat and they earned billions of dollars. So when Marky G take the stage and tell you, say, me rich already, me not come here to scrape, he can tell you that because him already scrape. Him can say that because him already scrape. And all of the people who are running behind him, just do a little bit of research and you can know that that man is not new and him is not different. He's a PNP politician that has no regards for the people of Jamaica because he's party first, and whatever it takes for his party to be in power is what they will do. So he's not new, he's not different. Him is the same PNP, them wash him off, them actually repackage it. But the young people them who are say like 20, most of you, this are gonna be like on the first election. No, boy Rolex, as me say, me not go deep in it to them, man. Me not go deep in it to them. When I go deep in it, is when me can present the graphic to the people them so them can see it. So me don't want to go too much deep in it where me don't have the graphics so the people them can see the proofs. So I don't like me to tell upon them. Right? But there was a deal between the government of the day, which is the PMP, and Daring Bunting and Golding, that the contractor general, and you know, get no more PMP than the contractor general, call it a sweetheart deal because of the conditions of the deal. When I set up and I can present the graphics to you, I will tell you no more about that because this is YouTube and me no want the listeners them to believe so I am actually telling a lie on anybody. So when me have all of that, me go into more details. But Mark Golding, the People's National Party, has proven time and time again their inability to run Jamaica properly. Their inability to do anything for the people of Jamaica. Right? We can check, and the young generation and the young don't know if you use internet. Check Jamaica's history from 1962. Go through decade by decade. Find the decades when Jamaica was growing. Find the decades that we were in problem. Look which party was in government at the worst time. and look which party is in government every time we try to rebuild. This is another rebuilding time. This is another, we are now digging ourselves out of the trenches. And the funny thing is that the same persons that dig the trench and throw dirt pan way are the ones complaining that we're not coming out of the trench fast enough. Are the one pointing to all of the reason why we're in the trench. Because what? Them put we in there. Mark Golding and the PMP have been campaigning for 3 years now. And everybody that is in earshot of this video, tell me one plans that he has listed that he has for Jamaica. None. Tell me what achievement of the government they have stepped up and criticized and say we would have done different. None. But what they have done is set out to cause chaos. I said before that demonizing the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party has been them playbook over the years. They did it to Seaga, they did it to Bruce, or them do it to Buster too. Them go around and tell everybody say Buster they done and can't read. That was their method to demonize him. Them demonize Seaga, and they have spent the last 14 years I try to demonize Andrew Holness. Now, them can't tie Andrew Holness has been in government since 2007. Sorry, why I keep saying 2000? Since 1997. He has been the Minister of Education. And he has been leader of government business. And they have not been able to tie Andrew Holness to any scandal, any wrongdoing. They don't have nothing on him. So now they set out to assassinate his character in a different way. They are painting him as corrupt. They cannot find any corruption that he has done. So what they do, they have their people that is sitting in the Integrity Commission hold on to this man's declaration, and they have been using it to campaign. Right? Now, 3 years. 3 years now. 21, 22, no, 22 and 23. Or is it 21, 22, and then now, I assume, say, since then don't do 21 and 22, them now go 23 either. 3 years now, you've had this man declaration that he filed. Lots of people will tell you, say, him not declare nothing. Yes, he has filed his declaration. It is simple that they have not approved it. Mark Golding sending his one day and they get approved the next. Them don't approve Andrew now. If it's 3 years, I see you have one of two choices. It's either you approve the man declaration or you charge him with something. The man is the Prime Minister of the country. The incompetence of the Integrity Commission is holding a cloud over the man's head, and it is being done willfully. It is being done under the instructions of the PMP because they need something to try to demonize the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, and that is the only thing they can use. But if you are a critical thinker, think with me for a second. 3 years you have for them. If you don't find nothing in the 23 one, you must find something in the 22 one. If you don't find something in the 22 one, you must find something in the 21 one. Why are you holding on to it? If you don't have any reason to say this is wrong or that is wrong, certify the man declaration and let us move on. But their leader, the British citizen, the man who have a British passport that he refused to give up, is calling the shots at the Integrity Commission. And that is the only thing they think they can use to campaign against Andrew Holness. Because as we said, them come out and them tell life on the health sector we can debunk that. Them tell lie on the financial sector, we can debunk that. Them say the road network, well, we not touch upon the road network yet. But them say all we do is build highways, we can debunk that. Them say the highway them good, but I didn't feed them idea, we can debunk that. So my charge to the Integrity Commission and your charge to the Integrity Commission should be certified. No, are you charging? Either way. Either you do one or the other. Having a cloud over the Prime Minister's head is not good for the country. You are playing politics. And you see, because the mainstream media in Jamaica is so nasty, dirty, and corrupt, it left up to people like me to point out these things. Now, I am not a journalist. I never spent 5 years at UTech or carry back and study journalism. But it is left up to people like me, some little people with one cell phone alone and a voice, to point out these things that journalists should be writing about every week. But they are being allowed to play politics with a national issue. Bear in mind, they come out every day and tell us that we cannot control speculation. But let me point out the hypocrisy in that. Them say they don't control speculation. But they put out a report a couple of weeks ago that says, and the reading of the report says that the persons being investigated for the illicit enrichment was only 2. And mainly the Labour Party bloggers were speculating, say, okay, so you do the other 4 and you don't find nothing. They did not allow that speculation to run for 1 day. Immediately them come out and say, no, it's 2 more. We just figured to do the maths. Immediately they came out and corrected. They said, no, I know 2, 2 more. But people have been speculating, said the Prime Minister don't file any declaration for 3 years, and you at the Integrity Commission has not stepped out to correct it. Because guess what? You can't control speculation. Just like how you could step out 1 hour later and send a report saying, no, you have it wrong, it was 2 additional. That was controlling public speculation. That act was you controlling speculation. You allowed the PMP to run with the illicit enrichment claim for 2 years because it was beneficial to them. That is the heights of hypocrisy. That is hypocrisy at its best. And we have to call it out. And as me say, because journalism in Jamaica, the Gleaner, RJR, JBC, nationwide, journalism in Jamaica is dead. So it left up to people on social media to ask the important questions and seek answers. But don't worry, I will keep asking those questions and I will keep seeking the answers. And I will pass it on to you as I get it. Now, like I said, this is my first trek over to YouTube. And I watch it what we are now, 1 hour and 20 minutes. I will end here because I am gonna have to break up this and then share it in. Don't worry, man. It's nice. I am going to end this broadcast here. And I'm gonna go back on Twitter now where we can have our regular chat. So YouTube, welcome. You're now a part of the Chuck story. So nice having you all here. Nice having you all here. Let us look forward to the next one. But like I said, by next week it should be better. It should be better. We should have everything that we need available and running to us. Right, so let us end here. We're gonna move over to TikTok after here, where we can have our regular meetings. Right? Yes, man. So bless up everybody. Thank you all for coming and stopping by. It was nice having you all here. Now, the thing is, there we go.